Hey, what's up guys? It's Maxwell, and as you can probably hear, I have a little bit of a lisp and I'm gonna apologize for that. I'm wearing these Direct Smile Club Invisaligner, but Direct Smile Club. I'm wearing these things. I'm gonna try them out for 6 months. But today's topic is about why you do not need a virtual assistant. And I get to ask this question a lot in the Facebook group, a lot in personal messages, because they look at my business model and people say, he has VAs, I need VAs. And the reality is a lot of you want to hire a VA in order to alleviate something that you're not good at. And that's not what a virtual assistant's for. A virtual assistant's for is to assist you doing something that you can't multiply and do yourself. For example, one of the first VAs I ever hired was to do what we call admin work. This person was in charge of all my Excel files, keeping my data correct and stuff like that when we pull records from the county or wherever we got it from. That was something I was doing myself, but it was not an income producing task, so I had to outsource it as soon as possible. I wasn't the best at it, but I did it, I was proficient at it, and I did what I needed to do in order to make it work. A lot of you want, especially in the Facebook group, I get a lot of questions. A lot of you want a virtual assistant to start doing phone calls for you, outbound calls, because you're not good at it and you've never done it. That is a no-no. That is a big no-no, and that leads to a disaster of fail. In one of my early videos, I put out an email to reach Alexis, my virtual assistant, because she could assist you with finding other virtual assistants. Here's what we found out over the last 5-6 months. A lot of people want to hire a virtual assistant to make outbound phone calls for them. The number one problem is the person doing the hiring does not know how to do the job themselves, and they believe that a virtual assistant should come already equipped and know everything that they need to know. That is not true. A virtual assistant is only a reflection on exactly what you know. So let's just say you are the best cold caller. A virtual assistant that you hire and train is only going to be 75 to 80% of what you could actually be. So with that being said, you do not need a virtual assistant. Don't hire a virtual assistant in order to alleviate what you do not want to do or you are afraid to do. If you have not made 1,000+ calls and you are not proficient at actually doing the cold calling yourself, then you do not need to hire somebody. You cannot train chaos, and that is exactly what you'll be doing if you hire a virtual assistant without actually knowing how to do the work yourself. Now, there is some instances where you do need virtual assistants. And if you guys, most of you don't know my story, when I started, I was continuously doing $20,000 to $30,000 every single month before I decided to hire my own VA. And like I said, my first VA was not for phone calls, was not for answering the phones. My first VA was to do the admin work that was not an income producing task for our company. So with that being said, if you're looking to hire a VA, here's what you should do. Take the task that is repetitive and takes up a lot of your time. And I'm not talking about the income producing task, because answering the phone and qualifying leads and outbound calls is something that you need to do, because that is an income producing task. Okay, hire somebody to do some admin work for you in the beginning, so you're not spending a lot of time scrubbing through your list and putting it correctly into Excel forms in order to be skip traced or to be record keeping yourself. Sun just beaming down on me. So if you are looking for a virtual assistant, here's why we'll put you in the right direction. You're going to go to onlinejobs.ph, okay? And you're going to fill out a request. You're going to write a job description, and you're going to put the qualifications that you need for the virtual assistant to have. And then in return, you will get applicants to that job. Now, a lot of questions that I also get is, hey, what job description should I put for the virtual assistant? If you're asking that question, you also still do not need a virtual assistant, because my virtual assistant, I knew exactly what I wanted them to do because of something I'm doing myself. So, like I said, a virtual assistant is something you can add to your team to add value. Do not add a virtual assistant to your team to try to do something that you're not good at. You need to get good at it if you're going to hire it out. And there's going to be a link below for onlinejobs.ph if you want to search and scrub their website to see if you can find a virtual assistant, but make sure you're hiring a virtual assistant for the right reason. And please, please, please don't forget you're hiring another human being. So if you don't have the capacity to at least dedicate 6 months or a year of salary to this person, do not hire a virtual assistant, because they're going to change their life just to work for you. And if you can't sustain them, or you fire them within a month or two because of your lack of either finances or your lack of, I don't need them anymore, then that just looks bad upon you, and you shouldn't do that. These are humans just like you and I. They just happen to live on the other side of the world. All right, guys, this is Max. If you've been watching this video this far, please do me a favor, subscribe on the video below, give me a thumbs up, comment below on the task that you want to outsource first. And I'll comment back to you to tell you if you should be doing it and not be doing it. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Peace out.